What is going on, everyone? So today we finally saw an unfamiliar color, the color green on the stock heat map, where the market had a nice rally and there were some crazy things that happened today. President Trump and President Zelensky got into a heated argument in a live press conference discussing a potential peace treaty. Musk went on Rogan. There was just some crazy stuff happening all day. So I'm planning to talk about a few things. We're going to cover quantum, we're going to cover NVIDIA, and we're going to cover SoundHound, because SoundHound had one heck of a day. Buckle in. We're going to cover a lot in a short period of time. The market finally decided to hell with all of it. All these prices are too good, and people started buying stocks. That's what happened. And you can see it at the end of the day. So we're going to cover a couple things in this video, because NVIDIA beat earnings this week. Okay. And their stock went down 8% the next day. As is tradition with NVIDIA. The last few earnings, I guess they just sell off. We're also going to talk about quantum stocks and their performance this week, because along with lots of other stocks, they went down this week. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, it looks like. So we're seeing some green, and we have not been seeing very much green in the last 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days. There's been a lot of pain. I think people finally got tired of hitting the sell button and bought some stocks today. So let's take a look the QQQ so we can visually see this. So the QQQ basically is Nasdaq, and it's basically a bunch of quantum. No, excuse me. It's not quantum. It's a bunch of tech stocks, more or less. And it does have some correlation to quantum, because quantum is a tech stock. So why don't we take a look at, if we went all the way back to February 19th, 9 days ago, the Qs were sitting at 540. Friday, February 21st, a lot of sell-off. Okay, what's going on here? Monday, that's pretty nasty. Tuesday, a little bit of recovery, but then more sell-off. Thursday, more sell-off. And then finally today, some people decided to hit the buy button. So that's the market we've been in, is constant selling pressure. There's a lot going on in the world. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to get into the politics of all of it, but it's important because the macro has an effect on our stock prices, and we also have to factor that in. So we can't just say, the stock went down, so it must mean it's a bad stock. Well, it's way more complicated than that, because if every stock is going down, that means the whole stock market is going down, and we can't draw a correlation. So one stock in particular that I was very surprised with this week personally was NVIDIA. So if you don't know already, NVIDIA reported and beat on the top and bottom of their earnings. This isn't the first time. This isn't the second time. This isn't the 12th time that they have. They're literally printing money, billions of dollars every month. And what does Wall Street do? Well, of course, the following day after earnings, the stock goes down 8%. Today, we saw a little bit of recovery and a lot of buying pressure towards the end of the day. So if we jump back to the Qs, we had a lot of volatility today. In fact, we can even see in the chart when the market started to get real spooked by what was happening in the conversation between Zelensky and Trump. But there was a rally at the end of the day. Apparently people got tired of all the bad news and decided, hey, a lot of these stocks are on sale. What I have, if you're new to the market, definitely always pay attention to the RSI band and volume indicators. Lots and lots of buying came in at the end of the day after lots and lots of selling pressure for many trading days before. So what that means is maybe the sentiment is improving, or people want to establish their position now at these prices because they're not sure if the market's going to turn around. Anyway, it was good to see some green in the market. So Amit, how I find him is I just type Amit YouTube, and then he's always doing live streams after the market. So after the 8% drop, so this was yesterday on NVIDIA,
that everyone has been feeling over the past couple of days, Mr. Steven Fiorillo. Steve, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Why are you saying pain?
Well, based on the comments I'm seeing, a lot of people are upset that NVIDIA is down 9%.
It's going to get bought up tomorrow.
All right. Give me your thoughts, Steve. What are you thinking about this thing? Like, why is it down 9%? And do you think the market's being stupid?
NVIDIA beat earnings. The stock tanked 8% after already being down from 3 months ago's earnings. Insanity.
Stupid here.
Look, I think I have a lot of thoughts right now. I haven't seen anything. I've been tied up all day. But, I'm looking at the numbers, and anybody who thinks it's at 120.
It was at 119.
What is wrong with people? So this is where I start to get annoyed because people, I'm going to choose my words very carefully here. People at this point are looking for a reason to be bearish on NVIDIA, and they're looking for the littlest things to look into what Jensen said on the conference call. This is ridiculous. I'm going to share my screen. Let's actually look at these numbers. And once again, there is no reason to be bearish on this.
So he does show some pretty cool numbers, and it is actually worth watching. I'm not a super big numbers guy, but this is pretty interesting.
On an annualized basis. But really look at this. They generate an additional $70 billion in revenue this year. And then on gross profit, they generated another $53.5 billion in gross profit this year. Gross profit grew by 55%. Then profitability, net income, they generated an additional $43 billion year over year, grew net income, bottom line profit by almost 60%, generated almost $73 billion in net income, more than $1 billion a week, and people want to be bearish. They expanded margins. Profit margin last year was 49%. This year was almost 56%. Gross profit, it was almost 73% last year. This year was 75%. So you have margin expansion. You have phenomenal growth. And, they're not doing triple digit growth? Great. They were already a $61 billion revenue company. You're not going to do triple digit growth when you're that big of a company. But they did over 50%.
So he goes on and he talks about, I got to find this guy on YouTube because he's a character. He's hilarious. But listen to what he says about Costco.
And growth, which is NVIDIA, that slaughters the market and goes down. And then company B that generates not even 23% top line year over year growth and goes haywire to all-time highs at valuations that are more than 100 times sales. And across the board, there is nothing about that company that beat NVIDIA.
All right, so SoundHound, for those of you who do not know what SoundHound is part of a central theme to my investing, which is AI and tech. So some very cool technology that's going on that allows us to be conversational with AI and creates a monetizable product that SoundHound can ship. So they reported their strongest quarter on record with $35 million in revenue, marking an increase of 100% year over year. The company has achieved significant growth in key metrics since going public, with revenue increasing by 8 times, queries by 7 times, and bookings by 5 times. So very much a company in a stage of growth. And boy, was that reflected in the chart. And I've owned SoundHound for quite a while, and it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride. It got caught up in some FOMO back in December when people were buying and pushing the stock up to 25. Did it have the earnings at that point? Did it have the financials to support such a high price? Probably not. So we see that it chilled out and then sold off, and then made its way back up to 18, held a $16, $15, $14 position, and then it was reported that NVIDIA sold their shares of SoundHound. So the stock gapped down and went down and down and down, and now they've crushed earnings and we are here. So why am I bringing this up to y'all? So I think there's a lot of opportunity in the market, and it can present itself at different times in different ways. But I think that SoundHound is a great opportunity. It looks like they're positioned for great quarterlies for 2025. And I really liked the price action today, and look at the volume. Oh my gosh, we had a lot of volume early on in the day, and this thing just went up straight up like a cannon. And I think we're going to see, my prediction is we're going to see some recovery, at least to the levels that it was before the news of the filing. And the funny thing is with the filing is NVIDIA decided to sell those shares in October, like 4 months ago. And the report just came out. So the reaction was certainly an overreaction. We see we're not quite recovered yet to that level. But if you follow quantum stocks, you're no stranger to a decision NVIDIA makes or something they says having a huge effect on another stock in the market. They just tend to carry a lot of weight with where they move and what they say. So SoundHound, I think, is a very cool opportunity to look into. We're going to finish up today's video just looking. All right, let's take a look at quantum stocks, but let's look over the course of the week. So QUBT started the week at 750 and ended at 605. I did read that there's some sort of class action lawsuit going on, and I'm going to be the first to admit that I don't know much about this company. I don't invest much in this company. If you all know more about QUBT, please let me know. But it does appear that they may be in some legal trouble. Not the best look. Let's see. What else do we have? So we have D-Wave Quantum QBTS. So started the week at 750, and with all of the red in the market, we've just seen a lot of sell-off. And today didn't post too much of a recovery. I personally picked up quite a few shares because I think that anything under the pre-crash price, that $10, and this is right where Jensen made his comments, you can see that it crashed the stock price, and it's been holding this $5 position. It made a nice run up to 750, showing signs of life, and we're back down here in sort of these macro conditions. I don't see it staying here for long. I think QBTS, D-Wave has too much going for it. I can't wait to get out to the conference, meet some of these people. Hopefully I get to hug a quantum computer. That would be my dream come true, is just to get a photo of me hugging one. Maybe I can transport into an alternate universe where, never mind. We're going to look at Rigetti. So for the week, even though we posted a strong single day, for the week we're down from an $11 position all the way down to $8.50. For Amazon, who announced the Ocelot chip, we did see a delayed response in the stock price. So we did see a nice move up with Amazon. And then finally, Intel. As you can see, all these stocks are in the most recent history have seen some declines. But that is part of the cyclicality of the market. We have a lot to look forward to in quantum stocks in the coming weeks and months. I've shared the recent upcoming calendar, but keep your eyes open and just pay attention, because now you have Intel. Okay, in the quantum game right now, let's just do a quick inventory, okay? We have Intel, we have Honeywell, we have IBM, Microsoft, we have Amazon, and those are the large cap companies, and Google, of course. Don't let me forget Google. And then we have all of the smaller cap companies, which we cover pretty extensively on this channel. So it's all part of the same pursuit, right? They're trying to build a scalable quantum computer. Finally, let's just end this video with a little bit of a react here to Satya Nadella showing off the Majorana 1 quantum computing chip.
Right here.
That is it, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, to think of the fact that we are able to build a 1 million qubit quantum computer in a thing of this size is just unbelievable. Like, I mean, that, and that's, I think, the crux of it, right? Which is, unless and until we could do that, you can't dream of building a utility scale quantum computer.
And you're saying the eventual 1 million qubits will go on a chip this size?
That's right.
Okay, amazing.
The fundamental breakthrough here, or the vision that we've always had, is you need a physics breakthrough in order to build a utility scale quantum computer that works. And so we took that path, which was the path of sort of saying, look, the one way for having that less noisy or the more reliable qubit is to bet on a physical property that by definition is more reliable. And that's kind of what led us to this Majorana zero modes as the thing to go, which was theorized in the 1930s. Mm-hmm. And so the question was, can we actually physically fabricate these things? Mm-hmm. Can we actually build them? So the big breakthrough.
So essentially building a new state of matter. So if Microsoft has actually done this, I know there's been definitely some pushback from some scientists on whether this is true, what they are claiming. But let's hear what he has to say.
True, effectively, and I know you talked to Chetan, was that we now finally have existence proof and a physics breakthrough of Majorana zero modes in a new phase of matter, effectively, right? So this is why I think we like the analogy of thinking of this as the transistor moment of quantum computing, where we effectively have a new phase, which is the topological phase, where which is more reliable, which means we can even now reliably hide the quantum information and measure it. Fabrication technique out of the way, we can start building a Majorana chip. That Majorana 1, which I think is going to basically be the first chip that will be capable of 1 million qubits physical, and then on that, thousands of logical qubits, error corrected. And then it game on, right? So then you suddenly have now got the ability to build a real utility scale quantum computer. And that, to me, is now so much more feasible, right? We've been working, because without something like this, you will still be able to achieve milestones, but you'll never be able to build a utility scale computer. And so that's why we're excited about it.
Amazing.
Okay, so let's leave it there. If you have thoughts about Microsoft and their announcement, I'd love to hear some other perspectives. I've said on the channel before, I think there's too much at stake for Microsoft to just gamble their whole reputation and brand on releasing a half-baked product. I have seen a lot of pushback and so on and so forth from the scientific community and debate in the scientific community. So I'm always interested in hearing other perspectives. I don't claim to be an expert about this, just learning as I go. Anyway, that is all I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed the mix of content. I am trying to mix it up a little bit here and there, especially on the weekends, just get a little bit more variety. If I've earned it, consider leaving a like or subscribe, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a great weekend.